Hey guys, my name is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're taking a look at a Toyota Supra Mark IV. This one here's the late model 2000, which I believe is a little bit special because the US I think stopped in like 97 or 98 or something like that. And so this one here is the forbidden fruit. And these late model ones tend to cost a little bit more than the early model ones because of various small things and adjustments. I know the turbo ones changed over to a variable valve timing version of the engine. This one here is a non-turbo with automatic transmission, and it is, for a lot of people, the only affordable way that you can get into a Supra, and even these ones tend to cost a lot because of beautiful body, reliable engine, rear-wheel drive, and beautiful body is basically the big one. Everybody wants one of these great-looking cars. Okay, so inline 6-cylinder 3-liter engine is still no slouch. It is 220 horsepower and a 220 horsepower twin cam. Inline 6-cylinder 3-liter is a good engine for most people. It's just the twin turbo is so nice that so many people are like, gotta have that twin turbo. Still a good engine, and I think it doesn't get enough credit. It's very smooth, very reliable. It feels great when you rev it. And here's something that's a little bit interesting before I get into the review of the car. This is a post-purchase review. We're going to be checking it against the condition of the auction sheet. We bought it from auction. This one's going to Canada. And these are popular imports to the USA right now, so we're getting a lot of interest in them. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The non-turbo has a distributor, but the turbo has no distributor. Isn't that weird? They have coil packs for the, actually 3 coil packs, one for every 2 cylinders for the turbocharged version of the 2J engine. And then the non-turbo gets a distributor. Seems to me that that's pretty weird, because why go through the effort of machining 2 separate heads if you're just going to have something that is as, I don't know. I mean, it's a reliable, time-tested, proven design that works well. It's just weird to have 2 different designs for the one engine. Okay, so going to close the hood here. I will say that the oil is just barely above the min line, and so you're going to want to check the oil when it arrives, but it'll be safe to ship. And the coolant looks fine. It isn't actually leaking. It's just me taking the cap off and then a little bit spilling out. Okay, going to close the hood here. Okay. Give you a look at the beautiful body before we go over the auction inspection sheet. This one here is full stock right down to the wheels and the rear spoiler. Boy, does it look great. I love that hoop spoiler. Okay, and the dark headlights of the late model. These ones are plastic, even though in the States they got glass ones. And I think for the final year in Japan they got glass ones. And look at this Shinagawa plate. Always happy to see the Shinagawa plates. People love those ones here in Japan. Okay, so this is the auction inspection sheet. I'm going to translate this for you. So it's the year 2000, Supra SZ. SZ is the non-turbo version of it, 3000cc, original silver color, and it's a color 189, which I believe is kind of like a pearly silverish color. I don't know. It's a very nice color, but in this car it's not nice, and I'll get to that in a second. Automatic transmission, auction grade 3.5. Interior and exterior are both C. I would say that they're lying here. I think interior should be a B, and exterior C is okay. 600 kilometers makes it really low. That means a really reliable engine, and also your other regular drivetrain things that wear out over time. It looks to be in really good condition mechanically. This is a purchase from user and was only one owner, so very cool. He lives in the rich area of Japan in Shinagawa, drives a Supra, cool guy. The car's been washed inside out by the auction. Windshield rock chip, interior dirty and wear. Exterior has paint fade and paint wave. The paint is actually really bad on the exterior. Mismatched colors, really bad paint wave on the door that's over there. And then not so much paint fade. There is some on the hood and on the roof, but not so much paint fade, mostly paint mismatched colors. And that comes from different grades of paint fade over time. You'll see that this fender, this door, and this door have been replaced. And then the front bumper has some paint marks because somebody put primer on there. And so when you replace the panels, those panels have faded at a different rate than the rest of the car. And so you'll especially be able to notice it between this front fender and this door. So I'll give you a quick look of that. You can see a color mismatch between those two if you look carefully. And also you can see how nice and clean that side is. There's actually 2 dents in this side here. They're minor, and I guess I'll show you now. Oh, where are they again? Now I've lost them. Well, oh, here they are. And that's about it for dents. And so nice clean body, even if the paint's not that good. Okay, so the right front fender bracket bolt has been replaced. Kind of a weird comment there, but I suppose if you replace the fenders, maybe the bolts go with them. Underside surface rust, right power window doesn't work. It's true, and it's the driver's side one, which is a shame, but not that bad. Antenna doesn't work. That antenna, it's kind of funny. Antennas usually aren't this big anymore, but it goes up and it's supposed to retract back in, but the retracting doesn't work, but the motor still tries to. And so whenever you turn on or off the car, you hear it go, 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 go. It's actually not that bad. It's not as loud as I just said it there. Dashboard is warped or comes up, and compared to all the other Supras, this is probably about our 12th Supra or so for the Mark IV. It's much less. It usually warps up against the vent here and around the airbag here. You can see it a bit there next to the cup holder. But really happy that it's not warped anymore, because these dashboards would be hard and expensive to get if you needed to replace it. And I don't know how easy it is to repair it. Various scratches, dents, repairs, and wheels scratched. And a Suzuki is coming. It's a neighborhood patrol. Cool. Cool shirt. Okay. Once around here, 225, 245. And so wider tires in the rear. And they have lots of tread. They're a 10-year-old tire already, but they still have 60% tread. And so love to see that on a relatively low mileage car. 100,000 kilometers is, I suppose, pretty low mileage. A lot of Supras have really high mileage. I don't know what that is, because a lot of the other competing cars, like for example Nissan Skyline GTRs, usually have pretty low mileage. Now there are low mileage Supras, but they just cost so much. Especially if you go with either a manual or a twin turbo. And if you're looking at costs, like a lot of people watch these videos and they're like, how much does it cost? Send us an email, because costs are always changing, because it's an ever-changing industry. Like for example, when these became legal for the US, suddenly they cost $10,000 more. So this one's not legal. Supra, cool tail lights. And unfortunately the plate does have to go with the car. Not with the car, with the registration office when we deregister for export. Interesting thing about the rear seats. In all the Supras that I bought, and this could be a difference between late model and early model, or maybe late model, the seats in the back are always like this vinyl, sort of like leather. Now this one, they match the door cards. Oh, and I gotta show you this. This door is really badly faded. Or not faded, wavy. It looks almost like spray paint. Like somebody got a can of the color match spray paint. Yeah. Yeah, so the rear seats are usually this material here, which is not leather, but looks like leather. And now, have a look. Front seats. Not a huge fan of these seats. Skyline GTR wins in the seat department. And then the back ones match. So to me, that's weird. And if you're a Supra bro and you're watching this, and then you can maybe tell me why it is that this one has the fabric seats when the other 11 or so that we've bought all had the vinyl seats. Okay, there are two different steering wheels. This is the later version of the steering wheel. Power seats here, so you can do this one and you can do this one, and it all works. Got a little bit of sagginess in here. And I think the reason why the seat I don't like so much is because this is more of a grand touring car. And you'll notice when you're sitting in it and driving it, it's a very big, heavy, good handling, powerful type car. Very strong chassis. Very different from the Skyline GTR in terms of feel. And I'm a huge fan of both cars. So I'm not going to be one of those guys who are like, I like this car better. I'm on this team. Because I really don't like that kind of behavior when it comes to cars. You should like every car. You should be able to find a reason why you like every car that's out there. Because people who hate on cars, they're not people that I want to hang out with. Okay, floor mats are in really good condition. Look at that. Now this one here has really good looking logo. Got some dirt there. Usually these wear out. This is commonplace wheel step. But It's in pretty good shape. This dash panel is in good shape. It's slightly different from the earlier model ones. You'll notice that the odometer is inside the gauge here, whereas on the earlier model ones it's up here. Nice AC that works. A couple of scratches there. Cigarette lighter's never been used. Ashtray's never been used. Shifting is good. Power steering is good. Brakes are good. Throttle response. Oh my gosh. You gotta check it. Watch. And when you're watching that, you have to think, that's an inline 6-cylinder. They're not supposed to feel that good when you rev them, especially when it's not a GTR engine. Let me just rephrase that. GTR engines feel better when they're in super good condition, but they fall off from super good condition in a lot of the ones that are 25 or 15 years old. Okay, so there we have it. Toyota Supra. It is a future classic. In fact, it's already going classic car price style as we speak. And so, it's the original Need for Speed car from EA Games back in 1994. Cool. Alright, if you have any questions, please let me know. You can check out our website. There's a link to that in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.